Okay, we should be recording now.
Nice.
Now let's just share my screen with you so we can make this all Inception style.
Yeah.
How the hell do I do this? I can't ever remember this.
Wrong.
um, I'm gonna have to fix this in post.
Yeah, maybe I could share my screen.
No, you don't need to. Well, unless you want to drive. Share screen, found it. Oh man, my computer's gonna explode right now.
Oh man, I think my.
So, do you have my screen?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, everything seems to be working. Okay, so here's that project. I was thinking that in the easing library I should call it easing.anton for the super dope blend.
Yeah. Has a different name, but
Yeah.
meantime.
Okay, so I think the first thing we need to do is take all these guys and jam them into the engine.
Yeah.
So let's work on that. And do you want to keep the rectangle implementation, or should we do something else?
I mean, how is it used at all, or?
It's used a little bit, but like it doesn't necessarily need to be. But I think it could be useful in other places.
Yeah, I guess we can keep it and just improve it as we
It's
go.
a pretty standard. I mean, easy to implement thing.
I want a rectangle, and I want to have an expand method.
Yeah.
Or shrink method.
I don't know why I want that too, but for some reason I do.
For like collisions.
Oh, so you can just say like his bounds and then shrink it by 20% or something.
Or like 4 pixels or whatever.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So, wait, why is there a main here
Where?
in GameLib? Oh, wait, this is my local host. Ha ha ha. Oh man. Good thing I'm recording this.
Yeah.
It's important to always look like a jackass.
Yeah, we'll fix it in post.
Wow, Matt, you're so smart. Okay.
Like some screenshots and edit in some sound effects, a couple explosions. It'll be like really intense.
You can do that part. Okay, so I'm just going to copy this whole guy here.
Yep.
And then put him in here. Camera. Get rid of this thing. Okay, cool. So I have this. Let's see. Okay, all this looks pretty good. So I think I'm just going to jam in all the different modules and see if we can get it to basically work.
Yep.
Oh man, my computer's so unhappy right now.
It's at like 100% CPU.
No, it's just, pretty high.
Yeah.
Okay, camera fade. Okay. Let's get this guy. Man, that's gonna be awesome when we get the easing effects in.
Yep. No, I think for the game object mix-ins,
Uh-huh.
we'll probably want to namespace them on game object at some point.
Yeah, it seems like we've been doing that for everything else, so we might as well.
That way, we could then get sort of like auto-include modules.
Oh, based on the type it is, yeah.
Sort of like how the engine does it, but
Mm-hmm.
this thing always scary.
Okay, it's camera.
That black magic that Casey was scared of.
Oh yeah, he has a bunch more notes about stuff that he wants us to fix.
Cool.
I've been spying on him via his project.
Nice. We can just go through and fix everything, and then I've got all these things you need to fix, and they're already fixed.
Well, some of them are things we're not going to do immediately. Okay. Because some of them have to do with the IDE, and I don't really want to touch that.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't rename this guy yet. Well, good thing I'm just taking out of here. Okay. There we go. Screencasting copy paste is awesome.
Yeah. It's gonna be a good episode 1 for the
I said,
podcast.
Now I got an engine camera. Okay. Okay, so do you have a rectangle in here? Or not?
I don't know.
It should probably be in the core library anyway, right?
Yeah, probably with like point and matrix and stuff.
Okay, and is your engine implementation drastically different than this one right now?
Probably. And what's
Okay.
this one? Because I added all the game state stuff. So
Oh yeah, it's probably way different.
I don't think there's anything really we added on this. It should all just.
I think we added something. Oh, I think maybe like I included the camera mix-in that I define or something like that.
Yeah, so that should be simple enough.
Yeah, I think there's one more thing I did, but I can't remember. Let's find out here. Oh, we'll figure it out when it breaks. Wait, this guy.
But it really, I cleaned up like the update and draw to just be 3 hooks, basically.
Yeah, I saw that.
In the meantime, on the podcast, we can talk about how we ran out of disk space on the server.
Take it away.
Well, we ran out of disk space, and so then I go to line out, and I'm like, let's just enlarge the partition, and
Because we have 60 gigs available, not just 20.
just using 20. So should buy some time until we forget about it, and then run out of disk space on the server.
And then forget what the problem is.
Yeah, well then I guess we'll actually have to solve it then. Although theoretically we should find out by the time we're at like 50 gigs, so we can actually solve it and then not run out.
Yeah. Oh, look at these tests.
So,
Okay. Copy pasting tests. Okay. Oh man. Rectangle. Come on, all green. Yeah. Okay, seems to work. So I'll just save this guy and save this guy. And then,
I'm so scared of getters and setters in JavaScript.
why are you scared of them?
They're just, it's like using a bigger subset of the language than I usually use.
Oh, yeah, I suppose so.
Like anything in JavaScript, especially like this and prototypes and getters and setters and
I mean, the way we're using them is pretty simple though.
yeah. At least we're not using the with statement.
Well, I think Crockford would come and kill us if we were.
Yeah. Actually, I was trying to think of like some cool eval trick I could do with the with statement to get like a magic scope, but I couldn't quite figure it out.
All right, so all this stuff's broken, but I need to update the libraries, so I'm just gonna save it all for now. Oh, it's not even broken. That's amazing.
The engine stuff.
Yeah.
I think I may have like updated some things on the tests on the engine.
Oh, okay. So I can just save all this stuff and then reload to get the new core lib.
Yep.
Okay. Save.
Although you also have to publish.
Yep. Yeah. Well, no, I have to update then publish, right?
Yeah. Well, you have to publish number 1, project 1.
I just did that.
Okay. Yeah. Then update. And you should figure out some sort of magic way for these all to like somehow link up through magic. But
yeah, bundler pretty much.
yeah.
Okay, so that's all fine and dandy. Let's just make sure they're all there. Casey says he was afraid when the changes didn't immediately come through.
On the like update or the save.
Yeah, on the save.
So yeah, like I've actually had that a couple times where you save and immediately reload and you like beat it to the server.
Yep.
It's a little scary. Because then if you save again, you like crush it. So.
Exactly. Yeah, I've done that before. Okay, so now I'm gonna update my libraries.
I guess we need one of those vector clocks Nick the Greek was always talking about.
Oh, I don't think we need that.
Well, not exactly that, but he was like talking about this big problem where he wanted to get his puppet blocks to like have the Z order in. Yeah, you want to use vector clocks. He's like, what's that? And then he read it.
Yeah, and he's like, oh, that's exactly what I want.
Yeah. But then, whereas I know what it is, but I'm not going to use it because I know that it's hard.
Yeah. That's the most important thing to know.
That like it doesn't actually like it solves like these minor problems, but it's not going to fundamentally like change our system. Although it might eventually if like everything just worked like magic somehow. But the secret ingredient in magic is pain.
Hey, my tests seem to not break everything, so that's good.
So all your like or for the camera stuff or the
Well, I mean, like, they're all in here and they didn't break all the tests, so that's good.
because they're just separate classes.
Yeah, but I tried to add them, like, a few days ago and they broke all the tests.
Yeah, it's probably possible. Although now the engine's like much more modular. It doesn't like make any decisions about cameras or even game states.
Okay.
It's like everything into game states. So then in game state, if you have like the game state single camera or game state multi-camera class.
I don't think there is a game state multi-camera, is there?
Well, it's going to be the class like from your other project, but
Oh, I didn't write that class.
well, it's like however it hooks into the engine. Whatever.
Oh, it's this thing.
Yeah.
Right?
So instead of engine camera, this would be game state camera in the other one.
Okay, I'll just rename it here. It's like game state camera is what you're calling it now?
Yeah. Game underscore state underscore camera. I
Okay.
think the other thing that'd be cool about these podcasts is that we can look back and be like, what the hell were we thinking?
Yeah. I mean, I like having all the screenshots of our website from, like, a year ago.
Yep.
Those are kind of fun. Okay, so this thing is
rename to
like that?
Yep.
Okay. And should the implementation be the same?
Yeah, I think so. Open up the game state class.
This one?
Yeah.
Whip.
Yeah, it's probably. I think it's basically done, but scroll down. Although I need to add the docs on it, but
Oh, yeah. I do. Well, you have some docs.
the demo project, and it kind of worked. So
Oh, yeah, I saw your GitHub message about that. Your commit message. Okay, what are you looking for?
so where it triggers draw and update.
So...
Okay, so it finds. Oh, so is this is just game state? Okay.
Yeah, it's on here.
Okay, so then go to engine game state.
Engine games. Oh, there you go. And this is the thing that hooks it to the engine?
Yeah, so this is the engine module that talks to the game state itself.
Okay. Enter.
Yep, so it's triggering the game state draw and overlay, so that should work fine with the cameras.
Where are you doing? I don't see this.
So in the self.bind draw.
Oh, uh-huh.
So
Oh, for the current state. Yeah, I understand.
Are like a magical sandwich, where the engine is the outer layers of the sandwich, and the game state is the inner layers of the sandwich.
Okay.
So it goes first. It triggers
Engine before draw, engine overlay.
Well, like a standard. So it's engine before draw, then engine draw, game state before draw, game state draw, game state overlay, engine overlay.
Yep. Okay.
So the main sequencing is the engine overlay. Like, say you want to add an FPS counter, that would probably be across multiple game states. It would be on the overlay on the engine on the top of everything.
Okay, sure.
And if you want to like clear to a background color, that would also be on the engine and happen no matter what game state, clear to a consistent background.
Yeah, but if you want a particular like message box on your game over state or something, you'd only do the drawing in that particular state.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or like a flash for one camera, it would be in the game state overlay.
Yep. Okay.
It's just like only for a certain game state and a certain camera.
Okay.
So I think that's going to work out pretty well, but we'll see once we actually get into popular usage. Or once I implement some more games using the new stuff.
Okay. So what's the next thing we need to get going here then?
So now we need to hook on
The
game
camera.
state. Yeah. So I guess we renamed that to game state camera.
Actually, let's do one thing first. Let's make sure that all the camera stuff and the modules look like they should work fine within the camera.
Okay.
So this is a little messed up right now because it needs to be not specific to that one game.
Yeah.
And the thing is, though, it's kind of weird because we add one camera by default. And so if this is assuming it's going to be like app width or whatever, and you end up with a second camera, then you have to go like back and reinitialize the cameras, right?
Well, you could just like reset the bounds of the specific camera, or you can just get a whole new batch of cameras.
Yeah, and either way, like either you have to reach into the properties of it and edit it, or just make a new one.
Add either like some accessors or a new method that's just like it would be like split screen or something. You just say you want split screen, and it'll just give you
two cameras, and that okay.
So like we really want to have it where on the API you just tell it what you want, and it makes it happen, no matter what it used to be like.
Yeah, okay. Input
Yeah.
Okay. So let's see here. This is just like that same transform junk as before, like pretty much the entire camera code.
Oh, and also for the default bounds, it's probably app width and app height for the.
This one right here.
Yeah, because I think the default use case is you don't know about cameras and you don't know about game states, and you just want a single screen
thing,
like prototype, like breakout or something.
Yep. Okay. So nothing really looks too tricky here. Let's see here. What else? I'm doing the shake stuff here. I don't see any reason why this wouldn't work if you don't have unless you have no shake cooldown, but that should be provided by the module.
Yeah. So you'd even make a default in the eye for shake cooldown on camera, just the 0.
Oh, you mean like this?
Yeah. Although shouldn't the module find that then?
That's what I was saying.
Yeah. Well, I mean the whole shaking component of it.
Oh, well, maybe.
Although it kind of has an effect on the transform, right?
Yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah, so in the future, I guess...
I could just trigger shake or something, right? Like...
well...
on the camera and then bind shake in the module?
So, actually, I don't think you would need to bind shake. You would just need to make sure...
Oh, shit.
During the update that the shake adjusts the transform before it actually draws things. So
well,
like in the before draw, right?
Yeah, I guess. Let's not complicate anything right now. I mean, like, this works. In that
just do the same and then move it later.
Yeah. And then we're triggering the flash down here. And then we're including all these different modules.
Yep.
And then, so the modules are pretty simple. It's just like, well, this one looks complicated because there's documentation. But it's just like, there's some sort of configuration private method. And then these two public methods are just convenience things that call it with certain parameters.
Yep.
So it's just setting some instance variables. Flash is doing the same thing. Well, similar, I guess. This one has to do with like some alpha junk. And then, I mean, the same type of thing. It's just like doing some convenient stuff for you.
Yep.
And then rotate. Yeah, again, this is just giving you this method, right? So it says like it'll add some rotation, or you can just set it to a specific value.
Yep.
Okay, so and this just is shaking the screen, and it takes into account the zoom.
Okay, so it should be relatively constant, or
well, it should scale according to the zoom.
Yeah, so the relative, like the amount that it actually moves, would be basically independent of the zoom when you see it, right?
Ideally, that's the idea. Yeah, I think that is how it's supposed to behave.
Okay. Is that how Flixel does it? Or?
I think so. I'm not exactly sure. And then the zoom. Okay, yeah. So nothing really tricky is going on here. I guess we might want some accessors for the min and max zoom, because right now you just kind of have to know about them if you want to change them.
Yep.
Yep, so this is just like, add something to your zoom, subtract something to your zoom, and then set a specific value.
Yep, sounds
good. Okay, so I don't think anything should break, so let's just try and get the camera in there. Okay, so let me save this guy. Okay, so now I want game state camera or something like that.
Yeah, so...
This guy.
Yep. So then... Okay, so then inside the game state, you need to add the default camera.
Inside the game state. Yep. Okay.
So the other project, there was some place where it like set up a camera in the end.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see here. I think what I did here was I just said like, give me a cameras array or something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Okay.
Do you want to do it the same way?
Yep.
Okay, so is this what I want? Okay, so
this should be inside game state cameras or whatever the other module is, because
this one?
Yep. So we can make all methods here, and then in return we can add all those add camera methods to things.
Okay.
That way they're all together.
Sorry?
That way they're all together.
Yeah.
The camera stuff.
Yep, that sounds good. Okay, let's see here. So there's a default camera, but then we do some other stuff too, like invoking some junk on the camera, like this.
Yep.
We'll need this too, right?
Awesome. Yeah, I think so. Yep.
And then what else do we have in here? This is just like the implementation for that, and this is just an accessor.
Yep. So those methods would go in the return in the module.
Okay. So let me get this guy here. Okay. I'll just put this here for now. Grab these two guys. Feedback.
Yeah. So.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so for that self cameras invoke trigger draw, we could add that to the draw.
Casey pointed this out, it's kind of annoying. It has to do with the font I changed.
How like
pushes it out.
Yeah.
I'll have to figure out what's up with that.
Okay, and also instead of i.objects, actually I guess it works with i.objects because it's
Game state has i.objects?
we do self.objects, I think.
As a method?
Yep. And not the copy. So I think self.objects would copy.
Yep. Okay. And i.canvas should be different, right?
So it's passed in.
It's just canvas, right?
Yep.
And then self cameras, yeah, that should be fine. Okay.
Yeah, yep, that's good.
This seems right to me.
So then inside game state, instead of including game state single camera at the bottom, we'll include game state camera. Although we might want to rename that cameras.
And get rid of this guy?
Yep.
Oh, this poor file. I'm gonna have to reload.
Yeah, that's okay. When we were using Backbone.
Backbone's pretty cool. Okay. Let's see. So now let's reload and rename that thingy. Where did I go? Game state camera. Okay.
Tests and a fail pass, especially the Z-index ones, and we're golden.
Ooh, busted. Z sort.
Yeah.
Has no. Okay. Well, 2 of them failing isn't bad. Let's see. We have no method context. Okay. Let's see what the Z sort test looks like.
I mean, it's like a pretty simple test. But
Well, I haven't seen it, so.
yeah.
Where is it now?
Engine. Actually, it's a pretty confusing test.
Oh, mock canvas. Oh no.
That's okay. It never. The mock canvas is just so it can have the tests without the browser lib, or historically.
Oh, yep. I gotcha. Okay. So.
So it just adds 2 objects and Z indexes them like the opposite order they were added, and makes sure that it should sort them according to Z index.
Okay. So I have no context, is what it said, right?
The error is somewhere in the cameras when it's passing through the canvas. It's either passing through like wrong it's like either doesn't have the canvas object or it's got the one that's coming in like doesn't have the context or something. But the tricky thing with these tests is it doesn't give you a full stack trace. So what I've done previously is I just throw in like a debugger statement and then try and binary search.
Okay. Alright, so where should we debug it then? Right here?
Oh, it's probably the mock canvas doesn't have the context.
Okay, so let's do that then. Where does mock canvas live? Yep.
Yeah, that was the one that came through.
Just like that?
It's probably going to be tough because if we ever actually have to like use the context inside the... Where's the context used in the camera stuff?
I believe it's for the alpha fading stuff.
Okay. I think those methods might exist on Canvas.
Well, let's see then. I would assume that it has to be... Actually, I'm not really sure where the context is used. I don't think it should be used anywhere in the camera code, come to think of it. No. Oh, got it. Do we have these?
We do not have those inside the Pixie Canvas.
Okay. Well then, let's just stub this guy out for now and see what happens.
So now it'll say it doesn't have begin path context.
Yep. Sure.
So then in the context, I guess we need to return a mock context. Oh man, I love mocks.
Well, this is the dumb part because like all I'm really doing is just like putting all this crap in here so it'll pass.
Yeah, although it's like it's not bad.
Right, and then it should pass or something,
Yep.
or at least that particular test should pass. Whoa, what?
So
Oh,
Z sort is it's not sorting them based on their z-index.
Yeah.
Okay, so inside the engine. Okay, so compare the single camera with the cameras.
Sure.
Game state.
Game state. Okay. Then camera. Okay. Yeah, Casey's right. We need to be able to drag these around.
Yeah, just like in Google Chrome.
Okay.
It'll probably cost them like $100,000 to do that.
Okay, so camera transform Z sort true. Well, I don't have anything about Z sort here, right?
Yep. So you will want to.
Should I just toss this in? I'm sorry.
So you don't want. So the camera transform is for the specific implied camera in single camera.
Okay, so I just need the Z sort then, right?
Yeah.
Okay, it's not sorting because we didn't tell it to have a Z sort, right?
Yeah. So the tricky thing is. Actually, so I assume, well, you don't want it on a game state, the Z sort. You want it on a property of the camera itself. And then inside, we also need the if statement, where if it has the Z sort, to actually...
do the Z sort, okay.
So if you look on the single camera one...
Is it this? Yeah, there we go. Here we go, this thing?
Oh yeah, it's got this like awesome comment about stream filter, which is what we'll want eventually. But in the meantime, since we only have one of these things, we'll just chuck it in. Yeah, so somewhere these objects come through, where, yeah, self.find draw. So...
Like here?
Well, before the with transform, but after...
The first with transform?
Yeah, just somewhere before it draws all of the objects, but... Yep, and so also this would be like the same spot, either like here or outside, like it doesn't really matter, but...
Okay, well, let's do this for now.
Yeah, so this was where we'd also add the other filter for like clip bounds and things like that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, draw objects not defined, draw objects is not defined.
Just named objects here.
Yep.
And so this is also why it was a copy of the array instead of the actual array.
Oh, because you don't want to mutate it, yeah.
Sort mutates.
Yep.
And if we're going to do filters, we would want to be able to mutate and remove elements and whatever.
Yeah.
To like whittle it down to just the objects that would clip within this camera.
Okay. Well, our tests are passing now, so I guess what we need to do is...
Done.
Huh?
It's done. Ship it.
Well, we should try and make a game or a simple app that has a camera.
You can just update the 34 demo project.
Alright, so I'll just publish this guy?
Because see, at first, when I was doing like the game state stuff, I was always worried about what if it doesn't work in a game or something. But the tests are actually, like, this Z-sort one is surprisingly good at making
Catching
sure
stuff.
it actually draws the objects, you know?
Yep. Okay, so now, got this guy. Alright, so now I can just go to the old project 34.
Yeah.
And then update this guy's libs or something.
Yep.
Bam.
Yeah, like on some of these it'd be really cool to just have it update in place. Which I guess Backbone in theory could do, right?
Oh, for these actions there? Yeah.
But
But
as good as Backbone with like large...
large what now? What are you saying?
How good is Backbone at like large text file data?
I mean, it's just as good as the DOM, I guess.
Yeah, it's probably no worse than the DOM.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, like, I don't know exactly what is...
Actually, JavaScript is probably a lot better than the DOM. But
Well, I mean, I don't really know what he's doing behind the scenes for, like, all the event binding. I would assume it's even faster than just regularly doing it by hand because he's scoping everything properly, but...
Yeah.
I'm not exactly sure. And also, like, making this whole IDE and backbone would be a large project.
We can just start with like the file tree, you know,
That's true. That's the nice part is that you can just build small little apps.
and then work it up to the tabs. Although like the whole IDE is kind of nightmarish, but the cool thing is it works.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, getting the file tree in might be kind of cool.
yeah, like in time, we would want this all to actually be robust.
Yeah. Okay, so this guy should have the new stuff. And run. Hey, it doesn't break. Okay, now let's make sure that it actually has the new code. What's the easiest way to test this?
Add a camera, or you can log like gamestate.cameras.
So,
Just gamestate. Oh yeah, I guess that might do it.
well,
I'm not sure if there's a method for that. Capital gamestate.cameras. All right.
looks like a method to me. That's cool. Well, nothing broke yet. So now we just gotta start making some games with these.
Yep. Oh, do like the flash, right? So engine should have flash, shouldn't it?
Oh, I didn't pass it through. I can implement that real quick though. Like, there's a bunch of them I should just pass straight through, right?
Yeah.
Well, actually, I can just. Well, how do I do it from here? I have to say like engine.cameras. Oh shoot. 0.flash or something like that, right? Okay. Will that work? Okay.
Okay. So yeah, we need to get the cameras method on engine to delegate to the game state. So actually, that'd be in the engine game state module, which is where we'd want to put like all of these, I think. Although we might like split them out into. This is where it gets tough because we're like, delegating down like 2 layers.
Right. So is the self here? It's an engine, right?
So yeah, engine game state is the engine module that links game states to the engine.
Okay.
So at the bottom is where it's just passing through.
Right. So
So here's where we would add like flash, would just call.
we need to get this first, right? Oh, actually.
Oh yeah, cameras and flash.
So let's see here. I.current state dot cameras, right?
Yep.
And then flash current state dot cameras. Oh,
The i.current state dot flash with the parameter.
oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
So by default, the
I forgot what the parameters are real quick. Hang on.
Oh, well, so there'd be an additional parameter either at the end or. Let's see. So does flash, it doesn't take an object as its method, or an object for its parameters?
Nope.
Okay, so if it did take an object, one of them could be like the camera number, but I guess you have to decide whether we want to prefix the camera or put it at the end.
Yeah. Well, I mean, for now, this should be fine for a test, right? I'll just call it with no arguments on the first camera or something, right?
Well, you should just pass it straight through to the current state.
Yeah, but the current state doesn't have a method flash, right?
Yeah, but we'll add that because by default, if you just call flash the state, it would just assume it's the first camera. Right?
Okay, so this is fine right here, right?
Yeah, although we would want, I think for the flash method, we would want it to take a single object as the parameter.
Yeah, I'm sure in the future we probably do, but just for the test, I was calling it with just no arguments, you know.
Yep. So yeah, that should be fine. Actually, yeah. So that's pretty good.
So we need to make sure that current state has a method flash on it, though, right? So I need to go to like camera game state or something like that.
Game state cameras.
Okay, and then so need to make sure it has this method flash, right? And this is just going to be
The first camera it'll call flash on.
we need like an active camera maybe.
All cameras are active, right?
That's true. Okay, so cameras, no. Yeah, cameras. First. Oh yeah. Dot flash, right?
First is a method.
Ah, yes. I'm writing too much Ruby.
Oh yeah, we could make like a getter or something.
No, don't do it. I just need to like know the difference mentally between different languages.
Thinking like I might be able to do it in JavaScript, but then I realize it's like asking for snakes.
Okay. So this is cool. I should publish this and then update this guy again and see if I can get it to flash.
Yep. Also, reload the Project 6 page because the game state cameras is at the bottom.
Yeah, I understand. That's why I need backbone and a comparator function.
Oh yeah. File tree comparator.
Yeah.
And I have to write. I could have sworn like someone would have written a file tree in JavaScript by now.
Well, you know.
I mean, there have been companies that have worked on like a web-based desktop, so they had to have written a file tree in JavaScript.
Yeah.
I guess they went bankrupt before they could open source anything.
Okay, so this.
Names.
Say what?
I'm not naming names, but
Okay. Yeah, we should really just drop Ace in here.
oh yeah. I wish we could.
Alright, almost time for effects. These runtime errors are pretty nice too. Oh, there we go, kind of.
Half the screen.
So either it's drawing from the midpoint
I think it's the default camera
is
size.
half the width.
Yeah, it should be the full.
I don't think that's how I made it, but we'll see.
I think it was because in the demo.
Oh, yep. Bam, right?
Yep.
Cool. Yeah, so I need some sort of method just to like, yeah, I need to call split screen or something and to tell it like vertical or horizontal and the number of cameras or whatever, and it'll just divide up your screen how it's supposed to.
Yep.
This is promising though, it's almost working.
Oh, then we can make GoldenEye.
That's true, you can play Quake in the browser, why not GoldenEye?
Yeah, we'll get some WebGL, do some GoldenEye. Or if we do it sprite-based, kind of like Doom or something.
Yeah, but nobody makes first-person shooters with sprites anymore.
But all the good ones, like Duke Nukem 3D, had it.
Alright. Now, we should be able to do this.
So I was thinking about combinatorics and using 3D models to generate sprite sheets.
You're talking to Cliff, huh?
Yeah, because like in any sort of 2D thing where you need to animate or like build a sprite sheet for all the positions and actions and everything, at some point it is obviously cheaper to have a 3D model that you can just
rotate,
automate, generating like all the positions, all the actions.
Yeah.
You can even like reuse animations from model to model for the most part because it's like the same sort of motions.
Mm-hmm.
So then, I guess that's why 3D is so popular, is because it's so much cheaper to generate like a ton of content.
Well, that crazy animation that Fessler made, he had like a 3D model that he pixeled after.
Yeah.
or maybe it wasn't 3D, but like
Yeah,
it
it was
certainly.
like 3D, and then it built a sprite sheet.
Yeah, yeah.
So I was thinking you could get
Bam.
a 3D, or you get like a Lazy Susan and a camera, and you could actually like model things with clay or whatever, and have it automated take like 8 position shots.
Yeah.
So then you can use like real objects and generate sprite sheets from those.
It'd probably just be faster to get like quick with Blender or something, right?
Yeah, but I think like the cool thing is then you can get like found objects or like have a really distinct look and feel.
I see what you're saying.
Like getting like a real. Although the difficult thing is.
I mean, you have to be good at sculpting at that point, though, right?
Yeah, or just like or like modeling or whatever. Or like you have to be Tim Burton and build like.
That's what I'm saying. That's why you could just like learn something like Blender and probably get more mileage out of it.
Yeah, but then you wouldn't have like this distinct look and feel.
I'm sure you could.
If you got like Legos though, that could actually work too, except for the copyright.
Oh yeah, I guess some like voxel game based on Legos.
Actually, I guess if you paint the Lego guys, that might be okay.
Actually, that'd be really cool to prototype like voxel type games, right?
Yeah, because you could get, or like you equip, and you could get all the different combos for all the equipment and all the attacks by just posing these little like simple Lego dudes. It'd be like an okay proof of concept at least.
That's true.
Test out the automated photographing and sprite sheeting.
I wonder if I have any Legos anymore. I used to have a ton as a kid.
Oh, and then you just sell it to like Lego for their next video game.
Yeah.
But I think they actually do a pretty good job with their own 3D modeling.
Man, that one guy's Nidhogg like Lego scene was really awesome.
Oh yeah, with the chandelier.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'm gonna assume this stuff works, and then try and make some sort of game that incorporates these effects.
And for this, yeah.
Oh wait, I should just be able to do this now, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Nice. Hey, this actually makes our demo better too.
Just leaving it like this?
Yeah, we should keep it in.
Okay. Now let's
add the screen shake too.
Okay. Let's see here.
Just cause.
Yeah. This is my mind. I have to just like go through all these like connecting pieces,
Yeah.
Okay, so shake.
Now I know how Mario must feel.
What do you mean?
He's a plumber.
I'm editing that out. Okay, there we go. And
there's actually probably some meta programming we can do to
yeah, just pull these guys
all
in.
These like pass through things.
Yeah. I mean, we should get that with a cooldown too. That would be a fun one to do.
Yeah, I mean.
Game state cameras. Okay.
The advantage of this modular system is we can just pile things on and then delete them when no one uses them. But in the end, collect like
some gems
that actually work.
Yeah. Hella gems.
Oh yeah. Let's shout out to Mike Williams,
Yeah.
Hella Gems music blog.
Okay. Now
We should make a Hella Gams game blog. It's like short games.
that'd be cool, actually. We should do it.
How do I Mac Gam?
I like that idea. We should do it. Is it just a Tumblr?
I think it's just like a WordPress. But I mean, on Pixie, we could basically, on the Pixie blog, like have games every periodically. I think we used to. But.
That'd be kind of a fun thing to do. Let's see. Whoa, what? Okay. What's... nope, that's not right. No method shake, huh?
Lib, publish.
I'm sorry?
Publish and update libs.
I thought I did, but I'll try again.
Reload. the other thing.
Need my checklist.
Yeah.
My clipboard is a doctor with all the important things so the website doesn't explode.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Save this guy. I'm surprised my computer seems to have made it while like sharing my screen and recording audio.
Yeah. Recording an hour of pure gold.
Oh yeah, I wonder how big this thing's gonna be.
If it were on my laptop, I would have ran out of disk space, like on our server.
If it was on our server, we would run out of space.
Yeah, I only have 2 gigs free on my laptop. That's because I buy like the 32 gigs.
Oh, the tiny one.
I thought like, how would I ever need more?
So it might be shaking, but you can't actually tell.
Because there's like no.
There's no camera.
Because it doesn't really have a background. Right?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, there shouldn't like that little square move a little bit.
No, it's just shaking the background. The guy isn't moving at all.
But wouldn't the guy move?
Like if I here's what I'll do. Yeah, let's do this.
Remember, this is the demo game, so like people are gonna see this.
Well, I'll delete it, and I just want to see if this works. But yeah, that is good advice. I had not actually paid attention to that.
But we should make like a good thing to demo its powers.
Okay, well, there we go. Yeah, wait, there it is.
Yeah, there it is, up in the corner.
Yeah, you can see, well.
So does the flash still work?
Yeah, flash works fine. I think it's just because like the camera isn't following him.
Oh, I think it's because the camera is clamped to the screen. Or no, that shouldn't do it though. The shake, I think, circumvents the clamp.
Yeah,
right?
it does. Okay, well, we can get this working some other time, I think.
Okay.
I think it just has to do with like the camera not following the guy. Because I had problems like this before.
Okay, so in theory it should be independent, but I guess we'll iron it out.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's get rid of this guy because this is the demo project. Flash, 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 flash.
Now I gotta finish my mode port.
Yeah, you have no excuse anymore. You even have like the thing so you can watch all the spawners.
Oh yeah, I know. I can make like all the cameras.
Yeah.
My big problem though is the physics are still like I'm just not looking forward to doing the physics.
Yeah. Well, it's understandable.
But I guess I'll just have to set aside some time and do it.
Cool. Well, I think that's probably about it. I don't want to take up too much longer of dead air.
Yeah, of our awesome, amazing podcast 0.1.
Let me see if I can shut down my recording session on Camtasia. Stop recording.